I was looking around and saw some old photos. This one I can't figure out how they got the mule trolley up there. I don't know what's going on in this. Looks pretty weird. Got a mud-flooded building over here. They must have had a reason to want to get up there. I wonder if that's the one to Pikes Peak, huh? So I started looking into this trolley thing again. Boy, that looks like an old picture. It was like the one Tucson had. We don't have any pictures of our electric trolley. We don't have any pictures of that. That's really weird. There's San Diego. Looks like a steam powered. Strange. Look at that one. Wow. This is the one that we had in Tucson, but it didn't belong to us. I think it belongs up in northern Arizona. In Prescott. History of trams. They're calling that a trolley, and it's not a trolley. Look at this one. Old pictures. So now they're just making them like tourist attractions now. So if you can get one in your town, you'll get buku bucks from the government, to build it out as an economic, boom. Look at that. Well, I'll have to go look at that. Okay, so what I wanted to know was the history of the electric trolleys, because I want to know, when the city or town got its first power to run these things. And then they turn into an electric park, amusement park, once they have the power to do it. Like, let me. Edison Tech Center, yeah, right. 1880s in Boston. The trolley is a passenger vehicle powered by overhead wires, electric rail system, or by horse. So either the tracks are electrified, you're using overhead wires, or a horse. Look at this old duckboard. Goodbye excrement. At least from one of the sources, the horse-drawn trolley next to an electric trolley in New York City. Notice the center third rail for supplying power. This one here. Sometimes that third groove contained a cable which dragged the trolley. San Francisco's famous trolleys are pulled today using cables driven by a 510 horsepower electric motor. DC or AC motors drive the wheels of light and heavy rail. So they're electric motors, and they get their power from overhead lines. Pantograph. Early electric trolleys were vital to the growth of urban areas in the late 1800s. Where trolley lines were built, people would build residential neighborhoods, factories, depended on trolleys to get workers in on time every day. The trolley was a real moneymaker for all involved, and therefore a good place to apply for new technology of electricity. For a brief time, the trolley was more important than the electric light because, while only the wealthy had electric light in their homes, almost every blue-collar worker was riding the trolley to work. Frank Julian Sprague, the father of the electric traction. Sprague revolutionized the electric traction motor in the 1880s. Forming his own company, he was able to develop the first practical and reliable motor for trolley systems. His constant speed, non-sparking motor caused a worldwide stir among engineers. Later, his company was absorbed into General Electric. Learn more about Sprague here in our Engineering Hall of Fame. I read about him. Death of the trolley conspiracy theory. It's right up my alley. According to some, most trolley lines in North American cities met a premature death when the oil industry and General Motors attempted to monopolize transportation in the U.S. According to some, they used political pressure and raw buyouts to tear out trolley lines in order to create more of a dependence on bus lines and oil. Dangers of trolley to automobile accidents were given plenty of press to help the efforts to remove trolley lines from city streets. GM and Rockefeller families' influence did not reach effectively into Europe, where many of the existing trolleys, or trams, still exist today and are still heavily used. The other side of this argument against what some call a myth is that buses proved to be cheaper to maintain and more versatile than trolleys. Trolleys use either overhead cable or third rail to supply power to an electric motor. According to some engineers, this is and always has been the most energy-efficient form of transportation in human history. Having a powerful, efficient electric motor mounted in future cars, supplied by a line embedded in the road, would provide a solution to mass energy consumption needs. Fossil fuels lose much of their energy through heat transfer, and carrying the weight of batteries is a problem with current electric cars. The dynamics of today's technologies may change as internal combustion engines become more efficient and heavy batteries may be replaced by nanotechnology. And then you've got light rail. Light rail evolved from trolleys as a way to transport people and smaller freight loads at higher speeds. Light rail, unlike trolleys, have a dedicated right-of-way. Light rail has smaller motors, a less expensive to purchase and operate than heavy rail. The point in history when trolleys, the slow-moving and serving more dense urban areas, became light rail was evident in the 1930s with the development of bullet cars. Engineer Malcolm Horton talks about using these trolleys in our video. Then became subways. Okay. Generators and dynamos, gas turbine engines, diesel, steam trains, electric cars. Electric cars? I'm not going to go there today. But that is an interesting picture there. 1880s.